the big story has been that Trump is picking his, not only is he picking the drapes, he's picking out all these fucking right-wingers who are going to surround him, they're going to protect him, and he's going to have his own, Goebbels and Himmler and that kind of crap, and they're going to do whatever he says, and then if anybody tries to impeach him, they're going to close ranks and protect him. Now, can I remind you that all but 3 of the fucking people he put in the cabinet, he hired for that exact same reason? Can I just, that, like, he hired Jeff Sessions because Jeff Sessions was the first guy to support him. Like, he was right out of the gate maggot, right? And then he hates the fucking guy for not being his Roy Cohn. Then he brooms him the fuck out and replaces him with Bill Barr under the premise that he's gonna be, his guard dog, Roy Cohn. That doesn't fucking happen. They all turn on him. He brings in, like, Mad Dog Mattis, right? Because he likes Mad Dog right out of Central Castle. Mad Dog. And as same shit happens. None of these motherfuckers are gonna, they're not gonna, he's not gonna be president again. But the idea that they would get through the Senate is just dumb. But that's who he's picking. Now, let me remind you, I'll show you. They're heading down, Trump went down to the border to see why his shitty wall, it made the border worse. And that's Louis Gohmert right there, leading the way. The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer of the sycophants pulling Trump's sleigh is Louis fucking Gohmert. Now, watch Louis Gohmert when he comes around the corner and this woman is taking pictures. I haven't watched this segment or whatever, but we'll see some of this. I'm gonna speed through and get to Trump's remarks or whatever, but watch Gohmert. Oh. And she's like, there, I'm taking pictures. Well, how are you? I just think it's funny that he's like, I got scared by somebody taking photographs at a photo event. Now, here comes Trump looking really happy, real excited. This is, just one.
Okay. Good morning. I invite you to pray with me as I bless the food. Oh, gracious and loving God, as we're gathered around these tables, we humbly thank you.
Wait, he starts to serve himself. And here's the contrast. Look at Greg Abbott. Eyes down. Look at the guy next to him. The border agent, eyes down, closed during the prayer. Look at the dude standing in front of the giant thing of hot dog buns, which obviously Trump wishes he could dive into and swim around in like a cartoon dog in a swimming pool full of hot dogs. And look at Trump. Oh yeah, that thing. We'll see. I want to see if he closes his eyes and because he got caught off guard. He was not expecting this. He opens the cooler and just decides to help him. They're like, help yourself. He's like, oh, good. Okay. And then he's having water because I guess this food isn't fast enough for him.
For all that you've given us this past year. Not just what will be on these tables, but who is sitting around these tables today.
There he goes. Close his eyes for a minute.
Bless our time here today. Bless our conversations.
Hold still.
And our families while we are over. Bless all the men and women who wear the uniform in Texas and who are serving all around the globe for this holiday season.
It's like a
Thank
kid.
you for the honor and the ability to serve this nation in the great state of Texas.
Points though for closing your eyes finally though. Realizing that the photographer is running around, which is the woman who went behind him, and if she gets a picture of you with your eyes open while everybody else's eyes are closed, you're kind of fucked. So.
All right, group one, can we have you proceed forward to come and get your place? Just group one.
I'm going to be in charge of water.
here, President Trump, Edinburgh, Texas. Got border President Brandon Judd on one side of him. And
that's that is, by the way, the voiceover from Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend.
Saw Louis Gohmert back here as well.
Boy, did you.
Along the serving line. So it's taking a few minutes to take some pictures.
Have a plate of wieners, get a picture. Here you are. Is this, by the way, this is what, like, Trump didn't do any of this shit in 2015, 2016. Trump is doing this because all the stories you've heard about his poll numbers are horse shit. Hey. I got a thumbs up picture. You want some water? Can I interest you? It's not Trump water, but it'll do. Yeah. So anyway, so this goes on for quite some time. And then and they just, oh, here we go. Is this the beginning? Yeah. So Abbott introduces him, and then this is the bit. Hold on.
And he didn't want to be here during Thanksgiving week to
So
thank you for
quiet.
what you do, so I would like to hand the mic to President Donald Trump.
By the way, RSBN, your videographer and sound people are fucking aces.
It is a great honor to be with the governor and with Brandon and with all
Jesus Christ, it sounds like he's underwater.
the people living. Thank you very much for being here. There's so many distinguished people, and we're going to be speaking in a couple of minutes also very importantly, but I wanted to thank everybody. Very, very special. What you do is incredible. And you want it to be done right. You know, the easy. I was telling the governor and Brandon a little while ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I got to find a better quality version of this one because it's going to be brutal. Hold on one second. Because CSL got me another version of it for the remarks. But so maybe, just maybe. Oh, okay. This is the speech he gave. Okay, well, this will be a little more tolerable, I think. Hold on one second. I'm on fire. All right, here we go. This is his remarks.
So join me in giving
this is not the, yeah, he spoke at an outside event, same place, Edinburgh, Texas.
Texas-sized welcome to President Donald J. Trump, the former and future president of the United States of America.
Oh, for God's sake. He only speaks for 11 minutes. Is half of it Lee Greenwood? And I have to sing the songs a half step down, 'cause I can't hit those notes anymore. Okay, quickly, let's dump it. Free. Jesus Christ, he's not going to stand there in the wind. I mean, obviously, this is definitely hat weather. Jesus Christ. Now he's doing the Hitler waddle. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, thanks very much, everybody.
Get that endorsement in particular because he really...
Hold on. Okay, they faded it out.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very
Jesus.
much. It's a tremendous honor to get that endorsement in particular because he really stepped up. He stepped up to the plate. He's doing the job of what the federal government is supposed to be doing. And I'm just telling you, Mr. Governor, I am going to make your job much easier. You'll be able to focus on other things in Texas. We love Texas, and what they've done is very unfair. They've given the job to you.
They also give the funding to you.
It's a job of security for our country. It's a job of...
Well, there's a real easy answer to this. You could make all the border states give full federal authority over control of the border to to federal agents that we bring in from all over the country instead of just hiring locals, which is really what this pissing contest is about.
Stopping an invasion, because it's an invasion. And you've done a great job, and thank you very much for the endorsement, Greg. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. It's a great honor.
Yeah, what a shock. The governor of Texas is going to, next thing you know, well, I was about to say Florida, but that's not happening, is it?
Well, I've been here many times. I would say Biden's probably been here never, okay? He said he was here once, but they're trying to figure out when because it went so quickly. But
by the way, do you guys see the fucking gun on the top of this truck? Where they're stationed, like I guess he's at the military base there or something. That's a fucking 50 cal. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, wait till the wind blows. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. That's not an accident. What the ever-loving fuck? What? I mean, you're gonna solve America's border issue with a fucking 50 cal. Just fucking and by the way, hold on, let me see if I can find a usage of it. Let's see. See if I can bring this in here. Hold on. Go to here. There we go. Yeah, here's a just in case you're not familiar with a 50 cal. This has obviously got the oops, sorry. This has obviously got the shielding on it. Hold on one second. Wink. Oh, get out of here, you jerk. There you go. There you go. There you go. This is Donald Trump's immigration policy. Yeah, that's from the last Rambo movie, and that's that gun. Jesus Christ. Ugh. What a shitheel. And by the way, thanks so much, Chris, by the way, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Gotta reopen my chat room. Yeah, that's in case you haven't I have to say, I was a fan of the most recent or the second to last Rambo movie, which was about Myanmar/Burma. Brutal story, doesn't hold back. It's about what it's about, and that's the best thing you could say about it. But at the very end of it, he ends up seizing control of one of the 50 cals from one of the bad guys, and he just saws people in half with it. And that's that right there. That is. Now, I'm sure somebody will jump in and go, that's the American version of 50 cal. It's a different substructure. It's a much better trigger. It's the same fucking rounds. That's exactly what it is. Just saying. That, again, American flags and 50 cals. We're talking about the border here. We're not talking about, and he's calling it an invasion already.
And the person who's in charge of it, Kamala, she's never been here. And you can't be doing your job if you never see your site, your problem, and they're not doing their job.
Yeah, because that's what it is. He's talking about it from a standpoint of a real estate developer.
They're not doing a job in many ways with the economy. They're not doing the job. They're not doing it with security.
What's the job that you want to do? Oh, right, destroy the U.S. economy. Right.
When you look at Afghanistan, I think it was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. I think we've never had anything like that, where they gave up $85 billion worth of brand new.
Oh my fucking God. All right. Now, why is he saying that? Why is he bringing up Afghan military equipment and the lie around that, which we've debunked a bunch of times? Why is he bringing it up? Because he just saw this shit as he was walking up, and that just leapt it to the front of his fucking drug-addled brain.
Beautiful equipment that I bought, by the way.
No, you didn't. That's the total of gear and training by the U.S. military over the course of 20 years.
We rebuilt our entire military. We gave you the greatest tax cuts ever, greatest everything, greatest regulation cuts. We had the greatest economy we've ever had. But they
Just zip through the hits. You know what I mean? Don't even sing the verses anymore. Just do a medley of choruses.
Gave up $85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful equipment.
No, we didn't.
They gave so much, and then you had the death of those incredible warriors. They were warriors, great people. I've gotten to know the parents so well over the last
Oh yeah? Pop off one of their names. Just one.
year and a half. Incredible people. The parents are devastated because it should have never happened. Should have never happened. And on top of that, we left many people behind, as you know. You've been here.
No. But hey, well, maybe we left them behind because they didn't have the proper paperwork, and so they've had to find another way into the United States, and some of them are trying to sneak across the southern border because they have that's not a possibility. Weird.
Hearing about it, but I think it was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. So many bad things have happened under the Biden administration. I can't think of anything good. I mean, usually there'll be an administration that there's something positive happens, something.
Right, because the unemployment being below 4% for the longest stretch in 50 years is bad, according to him. An infrastructure bill actually getting passed is bad, according to this. Us actually getting out of Afghanistan is bad, according to him.
What happens is nothing good happened. The economy is no good. The inflation is the worst ever.
No, it's not.
We were energy independent just 3 years ago.
When nobody was using energy.
We were soon going to be energy dominant, and now we get our oil from Venezuela. How about?
No, we don't. We absolutely do not get our oil from Venezuela. American oil production is at a new height. Set a record twice. It set a record in August, and it broke the record that was set in July.
That one, we get it from Venezuela instead of the beautiful stuff, and that's tar. I say
instead of the beautiful stuff.
We get our tar from Venezuela, not good stuff. And, we refine it, though. If you believe in what goes up into the air, we refine it in a place called Houston. So we get everything the worst. But
So we get everything the worst.
Nothing good has happened in this administration, and we're going to change it. We're going to change it very fast. I want to thank a friend of mine and somebody I got to know very well. He's a warrior. He's an incredible man, Brandon Judd, who really has... He's really amazing because, he's got a very easy job if he doesn't want to do his job. He just has to come in, collect a paycheck. But Border Patrol and ICE, we can't ever forget ICE. ICE goes out there and they meet the enemy. They have a lot of enemies out and a lot of people that shouldn't be in our country.
They meet the enemy.
But they go out and they see these people and these gangs of thugs, and they go right in there and they start swinging. Because there's not a lot of talking. There's a lot of swinging, but not a lot of talking.
What, do they not speak Spanish or?
And when you look at MS-13, some of the most vicious people you've ever seen, they walk right in, they get them out.
Oh, you mean the American gang that is largely in Brazil?
Took out, Brandon, thousands and thousands of MS-13 during my administration, and we were so proud of it. And so we have to remember Border Patrol, we have to remember ICE, and all of the people that are in law enforcement, including the incredible people from Texas.
The FBI? No. Oh, he's not going to bring them up.
That are now stepping up at a level that nobody's had to do before. You never had to do it.
Well, it's the wall, I think, really. I mean, they didn't, obviously, before the wall was built, they didn't have this problem.
But we're going to make the governor's job very easy, okay? I'm going to make that.
How so? Does it have anything to do with that fucking giant mounted gun behind you, you psychopath?
Very easy. Congresswomen and Louis Gohmert, the great.
Congresswomen and Louis. That's one of my favorite political sitcoms.
Louis Gohmert. We're going to make the jobs in this state very, very easy. We're going to take over that border, and we're going to make it. We had the most secure border in our history. Now we have the most unsecure border in the history.
So it was the most secure before the wall, and then,
I believe, really, of the world. I don't think there's ever been a country in history that's had a border where millions and millions and millions of people are flowing into our country.
Literally, like at the end of Afghanistan, people were flooding across into Pakistan and Iran. This motherfucker knows nothing about Sudan, any of these places. These third world countries.
A ninth world country, not a third world country, a ninth world country.
Good point. Good point.
Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And a lot of people, they say 3 million, 4 million, 5. No, I believe by the end of this
It'll be 20 million.
administration, it'll be 15 million people. That's bigger than New York State. Will have come into our country illegally. And many of those people, you don't want them in our country.
Hold on one second. I'm just throwing that out there. That's why he'll go to 20. It's because somebody's going to tell him that the population of New York is 20 million, and then he's going to go, it probably is 20 million. It's probably 20 million. 20 million. It's probably 20 million.
You know, they always get the fake news media right back there. Oh, that's a lot of media, by the way. That's a lot of fake news back there.
It's RSBN and your own campaign staff, fuckwad.
No, some of them are very good. I can tell you. See, there's one camera way back in the corner. He's okay. But no, the media doesn't want to hear that. But the media has to get on their game. You know, they're doing very poorly. They have the fewest views they've ever had.
The fewest views. Oh, do they? They have the fewest views? That even feels silly to say. The fewest views. I don't know why that's so funny. The fewest views they've ever had.
At least in modern times. And
At least in modern, yeah, sure. Obviously, back, the media had fewer views, I don't know, before television. In modern times. Sorry.
they're doing very poorly. And part of the reason is they lost credibility. They can be a warrior for what's right for our country. They can also report like the stories like this, like the job that Border Patrol does and ICE does. And
that they've stopped doing, apparently. They're not doing, that they can't do, that they're unable to do, they're not being allowed to do it. Explain. What is it? What's causing more people to actually make it across the border? After the wall, are you telling us the Customs and Border Patrol just said, fuck it, let them come? Because if I can't have Donald Trump as my president, I want this whole fucking place to collapse? Is that the argument? Or did the wall make it worse, which it did because of the access road?
the Texas law enforcement does and the governor does. They don't want to report those stories, but we have to because...
Well, there's a big story about the Operation Lone Star and the number of suicides in the Texas National Guard because he was forcefully conscripting National Guard troops to work on the border to no avail, apparently. Parking them out in the middle of fucking nowhere where they encountered no one.
Our country is going to hell.
I thought it already was hell. I mean, hasn't it been going to hell for a long time? How far is hell anyway? I honestly, because I have to pee. Can we at least pull over on our way to hell for just like to stretch our legs or something?
Our country is going to hell.
All right. Are we in hell or are we going to hell? All right.
We have some people that either they don't care, they're not very smart, or they hate our country. And nobody really knows the answer because who?
Well, here's why. Nobody really knows the answer because you don't actually care to talk about the material solutions that are at issue, because if you bring them up, you'll see that Democrats have proposed them and Republicans have shot them down because a porous border helps Republicans for election purposes in theory.
Who could object to voter ID? Who could object to a wall? A wall. I was saying before, wheel.
I don't know, the people of East and West Berlin. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah. Steven Tyler and Run DMC. Just saying. If you ever watch the video?
Wheels and walls. They work.
Wheels and walls.
Wheels and walls. Everything else gets.
I know. Maybe that's the problem. Did you put wheels on the wall? Are people just sliding it like a fucking like a fucking closet door?
Old and tired and upset.
Oh my God, who built the wall this way? Hack. It's off the track. I can't fucking. Somebody help me reset this thing. It's cattywampus.
Obsolete very quickly. Your phone that you're taking pictures with, and about a month from now, they'll have a better phone. Everything. But wheels and walls, they work. And we don't need the wheels. We just need the walls.
What the fuck are you gonna put on the vehicles that they used to patrol the border with? Fucking skis? What? What? I wish there was just somebody cut immediately to a dude with one of the ATVs that the guys from Customs and Border Patrol uses, just like, and just pull out a fucking wrench and just start taking the tires up. I just put them on. We don't need wheels.
And it worked. So we had the safest border in our history. And you know, when I first ran in 2016, the border was really bad. Nothing like it is now. It was
right. So before you got into office, border, you complained, said it was bad, but not nearly as bad. After your presidency and the building of the wall, which you said is amazing,
like incredible compared to the way it is now. But the border was bad. And I ran largely on the border, and I fixed it.
Yeah,
So good that in 2020, I couldn't even talk about it. My people would...
Because human beings in the United States, in the country that you were president of, were dying by the tens of thousands.
They say, sir, you're wasting your time by talking about the border.
People are worried about dying here. Then nobody's coming into the country because nobody's going anywhere. We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic.
Because we had it fixed. The ranchers and the people that own homes along the border.
The ranchers.
They told me it was the greatest period of time they've ever had.
Yeah, you stayed home, didn't have to go anywhere, order Postmates out to the ranch. Did you talk to the ranchers? You did you? And they said it was the best time ever because Mexicans were afraid of coming into the United States because we had more cases than they did. Now, that's about measurement. I don't think that the Mexican government has the means and wherewithal to actually do, health census like that, quite frankly, in a lot of its territories. In the United States, we have an issue because maggots will run you off their property if you ask them if they have the sniffles because they think you're part of some UN shock troop gang. But in Mexico, they just don't have the funds.
Years. And now they say it's the worst that anybody's ever seen. They're afraid to walk out. They can't walk out. They can't. They want to leave. They want to sell their homes, but they can't get people to buy them. But
really, there's no cartel guys that are got a lot of money sloshing around, or can't sell their house to a nice Mexican family. Who I'm kidding.
We're going to make those homes very valuable. Just hold on to your homes. But it was the best period of time that they've ever had, and we're going to do that again.
You're going to do COVID again? Great. That's great. You should run on that. Make COVID great again.
So we did so well in 2016 to 2020 that we couldn't talk about it. I would go and tell my people, why don't you talk about the border? They say, sir, nobody cares about the border because we fixed it. I said, let's...
Yeah, that's what they said. First of all, yes, he did talk about the border. What the fuck are you talking about?
Talk about the fact that we fixed it. Nobody cared about that either. All they knew is the border worked. And then these...
All they knew was that, yeah, that's what everybody was thinking during the last couple of months of 2020. All they could think about is the border works. Everybody was in their fucking house, stupid.
These guys got in here. I won't say how, but you know how. And the whole thing blew up everywhere. Not only the border. Border is one of the real bad ones because you have some real bad people coming into our country.
Hombres, I think they're called.
But these guys got in and the economy went haywire and inflation went through the roof. And inflation was caused by energy. It was really caused largely by energy. Now,
yes, the fact that we weren't using any and then we were using all of it really quickly.
Everything is so inflated. And then when it goes to 4%.
How inflated is it? Is that the proper way to describe inflation, is how things are inflated?
Percent, like recently, it was at 4.2%. But what about the 27% that it lifted over a short period of 2.5 years where people they're dying. They can't.
Okay, this asshole thinks we have compound inflation. This asshole thinks that bacon is 30% higher than it was a year and a half ago. He thinks that eggs are 60% more expensive than they were a year and a half ago. He thinks that inflation, monetary inflation, like overall across the entire economy, means that the prices just keep getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, nonstop, all the fucking time, at that percentage, like that. He actually thinks that.
They can't live. Inflation is known as a country buster.
That's what they call it. I've heard of that, But of course, tell that to Erdogan.
It busts countries.
That's what country buster means. I was. You guys were wondering. I was wondering. So what? Hold on. How do you describe that for me again, Pipsqueak? What was it? What was this shit again? Inflation's a what?
For a short period of 2.5 years, where people are they're dying. They can't live. Inflation is known as a country buster. It busts countries.
Okay, first of all, people are dying from inflation, according to this dickhead, because they can't afford to live. It reminds me of in Dumb and Dumber, where he's like, we don't have enough money to eat. We don't have enough money to sleep. Our pets' heads are falling off.
This for hundreds of years. You go back.
I truncated that scene, but you get what I'm
to
going.
old Germany. You go back to any country that.
You go back to what? Go back to where?
They can't live. Inflation is known as a country buster. It busts countries. This is for hundreds of years. You go back to old Germany. You go back to any country that's had inflation.
Any country that's had inflation. Okay, first of all countries have inflation, dumb fuck. They all do. It's sort of the premise based on like compounded interest, largely. Now, if you're talking about runaway inflation, we have the best inflation of any of the industrialized world. Because everybody's got it. They've just got it worse than we do.
It breaks up the country. And we've had.
I see. Is that what busted means? That's what busted means, in case you were wondering. It breaks it up. I thought busted meant something else. I honestly.
The worst inflation we've had in 72 years. Caused by energy, but now it's everything.
Yeah, everything causes it. Everything. Gingivitis, inflation. Updates, software updates, inflation. If you have a flat tire, inflation. If you fill it up, inflation. Change your diet, inflation.
So I just want to tell you, I love this state. We won the state twice. We won.
That's why he loves it.
2 primaries and 2 races by landslide. So I can't say that anything bad about the state of Texas. If I did, that governor right there would rip me off the stage. He'd rip me. I'd be, and you don't know how strong he is. I've seen him move into a chair once. I said, Governor, you are.
Oh, dear God. No. Come on. He's not.
Stronger than anybody I've ever seen. He's an incredible guy and an incredible.
Because he's paralyzed and he has to move himself with his own arms. So he has to lift his own upper and lower body and put himself in a position. And this motherfucker is just staring at him. Going like, I have trouble getting up out of a chair. I can't imagine. Jesus Christ.
Incredible man. But we're going to make that job very
What
easy
the
for you,
hell?
Governor. You're going to go back to normal governing. Things like streets and education and medical.
Wait a minute. You think are you basically saying he's blown that off this entire time?
And you're not
What makes you think he's interested in those things?
going to have to worry about the border anymore, Governor. Your people have been so incredible. You're not going to have to worry about the border in Texas or in Arizona or anywhere else where it's such a complete disaster. So I just want to thank everyone.
Why don't you go there? Why don't you go to Arizona and Southern California, like down near San Diego or something like that? Oh, is it because you can't be guaranteed a sycophant audience?
Everybody for being here. Tremendous people, tremendous state. We love it very much. And
tremendous guns,
And I'm honored by
tremendous trucks.
the governor's endorsement. That's a big endorsement. He's not free and easy with endorsements. You look at his record. You don't do too many endorsements, I have to tell you that, Governor. So this meant a lot to me, and it's an honor to have come here and to accept it. And it's an honor to be with everybody today. And we are going to go out and we're going to make America great again. It's very simple. We're going to make
It's so simple. It is simple. Simply, and all we got to do is put me in the White House, and ta-da.
America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Really? Really? They're going to play Hold On, I'm Coming again? Which, by the way, is the song he picked at these post-January 21st rallies that he was doing when they decided he could be reinstalled when he was buying that load of bullshit. They started playing Hold On, I'm Coming. Yeah, 4 years later. Yikes. Okay, there it is. So that's his little remarks. And here he is. Wait, hold on. And I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget. It's like the worst karaoke in the history of the world. Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go, Mert. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Oh, boy.